Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and in this video I'm going to show you how to change the rate that items spawn in the inventories of the infected zombies on your community server, whether that be for PC, PlayStation or Xbox consoles. And we're going to be looking at the theory behind this so you can understand the file, so you can customize it in the way that you want to. So I'm not providing you with any files that you can download and just use straight away. It's going to be a case of watching, listening, understanding, and then doing the editing yourself. So it all starts in your mission folder. So on your server you'll have your MP missions. Maybe it's a local server like this one is, or maybe it's a remote server in the cloud, for example like on a Nitrado one. But you'll go in and you'll find the missions folder. So when you go in there, Chernarus is a Chernarus server, Enoch is a Livonia server. And then when we go in here, there's some files that we're interested in, and the files we're interested in are events, cfgspawnabletypes, and cfgrandompresets. So events is in the DB directory, so you want to open that. Best bet is to, if you're working on your server on the web, download the file, make a backup, open it up in your local favorite text editor. I use Notepad++, and then for the other two, they're in the main mission file here. So you've got cfg spawnable types is there, and cfg random presets is there, and open them all up and you'll end up with something like this. Now the thing that spawns zombies in on your server, kind of the trigger if you like, is an event. So if we scroll down through the events, pretty soon you'll get to the zombies. Animals, mummies. Here we go. Here we got the atlas. So we start off with the infected army. So when a player gets close enough, an event will trigger and some zombies will pop up, depending on a few different things, but they'll pop up and then your character will see them, and then you can interact with them, or you could leave them alone or something like that. Now when they pop up and they appear, the file that controls what sort of loot they will have on them is cfg spawnable types. So if you open up cfg spawnable types, sort of scroll down, eventually you'll get to the zombies. Here we go. Scroll down, ammo box, airborne mask. Basically what this does, it controls what items spawn in when they have something else associated with them. So for example, whether a gun has a magazine on it, you know, that sort of stuff. But also if we scroll down, eventually, I should have used the search function, shouldn't I? We will get to the zombies. In fact, let's go a bit faster. Here we go. So we're at the zombies now. Start of zombies. And what you'll find, if you look through this, you'll see the names of the different types of zombies. So there's the NBC zombie, there's the first of the army zombies. And if we ignore the NBC zombie for the time being and go straight to the zombie patrol normal autumn, and we look at it, we can see that there's these things here. So cargo preset equals food army, cargo preset equals ammo army, attachment glasses army, attachments hats army, attachments bags army, attachments vests army. So what it's saying is, with the patrol normal autumn type infected that spawns in, it should have a chance of spawning in with one of these presets, well some of these presets, sorry, food army or ammo army, and then on its body a chance of those glasses, those hats, those bags and those vests. So these are actually in cfg random presets. So if you open up cfgrandompresets.xml and then find, for example, if we were to look for food army, so we copy that, go Control F, and go V, we can find food army. So there it is. So here we go. And what we can see here is these are all percentage chances of something happening. So the chance of a infected zombie spawning in with some food on it, we look at 0.1, which is 10%. So there's a 10% chance of something, some food being on a zombie when you kill it. And of that food that will spawn in, we then have these further percentage chances down here. So we can see that, you know, there's only a 10% chance that a zombie will have something on them. And then there's a chance that the 10% chance it could be a canteen, 10% chance it could be some tactical bacon, could be a 5% chance it's some baked beans, etc., etc. So you should see here that the chances of food or anything spawning on a zombie in vanilla files is really rare. That's why most of the time they don't have something on them. Now, the other things, though, if we look at zombies, we also had the attachments in terms of what things that they were wearing. So if we, for example, look for Bag's Army, so we do Control F, Control V, Bag's Army, here we go. So we can see that an infected that has got a chance of having Bag's Army, it's got a 15% chance of having a bag on it. Then within that, Alice bags are 5% chance of having one of those, Smurfs bag 5%, assault bags 10%. So it's a very low percentage chance that it'll have a bag on his back anyway. And then you've got, of all these, you're most likely to get an assault bag on the back of the particular infected. And that works for all those things. Now, just rolling it back for a second to look at the NBC zombie, because the NBC zombie's got something interesting as well, in the fact that what this shows us here is that you can also have specific items that will spawn in a zombie's cargo. Remember, zombies they only have a very small cargo that they can have on their body. You can't put guns, for example, in their cargo. But with the NBC zombie, what the game has also added is there's a chance that the NBC zombie grey will spawn in with contaminated cargo, but also it's got a 0.03, so it's got a 3% chance of spawning in with an anti-chem injector anyway in his pocket. So that's how you can add stuff on. So now if we think, okay, so that's how it works, how do we increase the chances of this happening? So if we go back to the Food Army example, so if we find Food Army in random presets, there we go. All we'd need to do is increase the percentage chances. So what we could do is we could say, actually, let's have a 0.5% chance of finding food on a zombie. So we've gone up from a 10% chance to a 50% chance. And I think you'll agree that's quite a significant change. And remember, when you're doing these changes, a small change to the number can make quite a big change in the game. Because quite simply, you kill an awful lot of zombies, don't you, in the game? And unless you want it to be super, super easy for your players, you don't really want to make these numbers. You wouldn't want to put it up to 1, for example. You wouldn't want every single zombie to have something on them. You want a little bit of a challenge. So by putting that up to 0.5, we've effectively multiplied by 5 the chances of an infected army having some food on them. Now, you could go further if you wanted to, and you could change some of these percentages as well. So you could say, actually, the fact that every single zombie could have a tactical bacon can on them if you wanted to. But again, I wouldn't recommend that. I would probably just change that a little bit, change it to 0.2, so double the chance of it having tactical bacon. I would really control it with the cargo chance here. And the reason for that is that keeps the randomness of the game in place. So although there's more chance of zombies or infected having food on them, it still won't always be the same thing. If you kill an army zombie and they've always got a can of tactical bacon on them, well, that gets a bit boring, doesn't it? But if we increase the chance of them having food on them, but it might be, several different things, I think that retains some of the randomness and some of the surprise that you get from looking in a zombie's inventory, rather than having something that's set. Now, if you wanted to go the other way, so let's have a look at, say, hats. So let's have a look at hats. In fact, vests. Vests are more interesting than hats, aren't they? So this is the chance that a zombie will spawn in wearing one of these vests. So if we go to here and we search for vests, find next. Here we go. So here we've got Vests Army. So with the Vests Army preset, there's a 20% chance that a zombie will spawn in with a vest on them. And of those vests, 20% black camo, 20% black, 20% camo, 20% khaki, 20% olive, and there's a 5% chance they'll have a Smurf vest. So again, with this, I would say, if you want to increase, increase that to say 0.5, and that way the overall chance of a zombie, an infected soldier spawning in with a vest on them goes up, but the chance of which one that is still pretty random. So again, you won't have the situation where every single zombie has the same vest on them, or the same helmet, or the same pair of glasses, or underneath, if we had the same assault bag. And that's basically how you do it. So it's pretty easy just to go through and change your attachments. If you now choose find and replace as well, you could do that for quite a few things, changing attachment chances en masse, say from 0.2 to 0.5, and do it that way. And that way, all you need to do is then save the file, and then you'd want to re-upload that to your server, restart your server, and these changes will, with zombies actually, they'll probably start changing effect pretty much immediately. As soon as they start respawning in, the chances will take effect, and you will have infected that have more gear on them, but you will have retained some of that randomness as to what that particular gear was. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful. If it has, hit the like button. If you've got any other questions, put them in the comment section below the video, and I will of course see you again soon.